welcome to this week's Two Beards, a podcast on Wrexham AFC. I am your host, Chris. That is Adrian. How are you, mate?
Hey guys. Yeah, going well, mate. I'm pretty excited about this week. I think we obviously had our Mark Griffiths episode drop last week, which was awesome interview, really great response from fans as well as Mark Griffiths himself. So it was good to get that under the belt. And now we've got League Two straight on the focus, and we've got a great pod planned for us.
I know. Trust us, right, to actually do a podcast on the night that everything gets released, just like it was the other week when we got the news of the promotion.
For United.
Holy crap. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just been crazy. The Mark Griffiths episode was really good. If you haven't seen it, I really recommend you get out there and go to episode 3 of our pod. It's also on YouTube, which is doing really well. So if you want to watch a video and you want to watch our ugly mugs talk to the sexy beast that is Mark Griffiths, you can head over to YouTube and have a look. If not, have a listen on Spotify on your way to work or something like that. It's well worth a listen. I recommend it. So head over there and have a look. I mean, it was a great episode, wasn't it, Adrian?
Oh, mate, I still can't believe just the great stories we got to hear. And it's great to hear that some of the listeners had the same idea, which was that we were in time was so fast, like it went so quick. And that was what we felt. But I was worried, an hour and 40 minutes, like, oh my God, how is people they're going to divide their time up? But it like the feedback from people has been that time went quick. And I was like, all right, that's the kind of enjoyment we get from him.
Just be glad you weren't the one that had to get stuck editing that shit, man. Far out. An hour and 40 minutes. That's how long that shit takes to export? Jeez.
Oh, mate. I did not envy you, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't change a thing. Like, every bit of that conversation needed to be in there. It was it was just a great understanding, especially for us, being being newer to Wrexham over the last couple of years rather than the last couple of decades where Mark's been working and experiencing all these different things. So really cool. Really cool.
Yeah, really good. So guys, go check it out if you haven't already. Obviously, after you've had to listen to this podcast. But hey, we're going to get stuck into it today. So we know last season was seems like a long time ago now, but I wanted to sort of touch base on what we thought was the best moments, the awards. So think of this, the Two Beards Podcast Award for Wrexham AFC. Obviously, they've got their end of season awards coming up too. So we're going to discuss what our opinions were and who we thought were good. So Perfect. We'll get into that. Also on this podcast, we're going to have a look at our fixtures, have a look at news, basically have a good look around League Two as it is for next year, what we've got coming up, and some possible transfer news. So a lot of juicy stuff today.
Yeah, very, very much so. So I think we're in for a treat.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into it. Let's fucking go.
Let's do it, mate. Let's go.
The Two Beards Podcast, End of Season Awards. Get at it.
All right. So first up, let's have a look at let's discuss our best goalkeeper of the season.
Okay. All
right. So this is a good one because I mean we can obviously turn around to say Ben Foster, right? Because he saved knots. We could say he saved, our season. He was one of the main reasons why we got to League Two. But is it enough? Is it enough to give him goalkeeper of the season?
Look, I'll be honest, mate. Yes, it was honestly Mark Howard is another reason why we're in League Two. We can't forget that. We cannot forget the effort that he'd put in But I think for me, it's always about those big moments. Knots was definitely a big moment, but I'm thinking about like even just things such as, Boreham Wood at the end where, at the end of the season where that could have been, what is it, 60 seconds in they score, a goalkeeper could get their head down and, maybe let another slip past him, but it didn't let that happen again. And I know there wasn't as many chances following that, but there was a couple, and I was rewatching it the other day and I was just like, you know what? We have a goalkeeper who understood the severity of what ramifications would happen if he's let one through. We won't talk about Halifax, but that game, but ignoring that, a little blip, I think Ben Foster was definitely goalkeeper of the season, but also a massive shout out to Mark Howard and what he did for us and what he will still continue to do for us in this league. Especially, we've got 4 competitions coming up, mate. We've got, what is it? EFL. So we got League 2, EFL Cup. Then there's the, Carabao Cup, might be the same thing, I think. FA Cup, all of the above, mate. Like there's so many different things. So we're going to have to share the load this season. So for previous season, I can confidently say Ben Foster. What about you?
Okay, well, let's look at Mark Howard. He had a hell of a lot of clean sheets.
Yes.
Right? A lot of clean sheets. Rob Layton came in briefly. Wasn't
Injury
really number
prone, the
one,
poor
but
guy.
obviously sort of secured his spot as number one when Mark Howard was going through a rough patch.
Yep.
And yes, we'll just call it a rough patch. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, it was a rough patch. Simple.
It was a rough patch. All players have it.
Yeah.
But is that his season defining moment? Technically, you could say he lost his spot, but it was more than exceptional circumstances. I mean, you get a keeper like Ben Foster coming in, you just get out of the way. So fucking goal's yours, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So, Mark Howard was a stalwart. He was there week in, week out. He was part of that crazy big February push. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one because you're trying to base Ben Foster's performance off 6 games.
Yeah.
But I do think, given the gravity of the situation and where we were and just how close the competition was between us and Knots, I'm going to say Ben Foster. I'm going to agree with you. Ben Foster, goalkeeper of the season, mate. Congratulations.
Here's your award.
It's
there it is. It's absolute sweet fuck all, but there it is.
Oh dear. All right. Well, so from goalkeeper of the season, we are going to have a look at moment of the season.
Oh.
Almost too many to choose from, isn't there?
I think I'll pick a left of field one. So I think I can give that. Did you want to go with yours first though?
No, you're first, mate.
No. All right. So probably my moment of the season was Sam Dolby's late winner away at
Altrincham.
Altrincham. And it was I think it was, the score was 4-3, I want to say. Yeah. 4-3. And so stupid scoreline. The game was done. And Sam literally stood up, and that was where my my bromance for Sam Dolby kind of started. So it's for sure was a big moment. And
Skill or fluke,
I don't know.
though.
Was that
Skill or fluke?
How is it a fluke?
I don't know.
It was pure skill. He got up and he got there with his header. I don't know. His aerial work was great. It was a great game. I don't know. You just have to be hungry, and if it's a fluke or not, regardless, I still think the hunger was there and the need to win. If we didn't win that game, context of the season, would we have won? maybe not. So another moment for me that definitely sits in the memory. How about yourself, mate?
Sam Dolby's goal against Altrincham.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I didn't have that one on my list.
No.
It was a brilliant moment of the season. And I think that was probably one of the moments I looked at myself and thought, yeah, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
I think with regards to my moment of the season, it will be a toss-up between Elliot Lee's goal for Coventry.
Against another one. Yep.
Yeah, against Coventry. And someone else. I think I'm gonna have to say Phil Parkinson against Barnet.
Okay, that's a left of field one.
What a
That's one
fucking legend,
that's
mate.
if they could pull that out at the Wrexham Awards, like the proper, like at the dinner, Ben Foster's about to stand up because he's just like, I've got moment of the season, don't worry about it. And he goes to stand up for his not save, but then it's Phil Parkinson away at Barnet. Yeah, do that one.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Like just seeing him just bow down to that goalkeeper, mate. Oh, fucking
For those who don't know, the situation that we're talking about is the pure fiery passion of Phil Parkinson at full flight, where basically, and I was very impartial at the time, but no, the goalkeeper for sure, he acted out, gave it basically. Fished for the free and basically got us a red. Look, it was a dumb tackle. Should have been a yellow. I'm not doubting that, but he milked it for everything it's worth. Phil knew that. At the end of the game, directly went to him and gave him a few choice words, and then got sent off himself, which was always fun.
I got to say, moment of the season. I'm going to give it to Phil Parkey for that.
Love it. Sign me up.
Give it to Phil. I mean, what? Yep. Are we gonna toss it up here, or what are we gonna do?
No, I'm with you. No, sign me up. Sign me up for Phil Parkey, full on fucking rage. Yep. Yeah.
Phil Parkinson, congratulations, mate. Moment of the season.
Again, here's sweet fuck all. I'll be providing these throughout the season as well during the podcast. So if any one of the viewers wants to win some sweet fuck all, just give us a tweet, and the best tweet will win sweet fuck all. There we go.
Oh dear. All right. Let's talk about. Let's have an all right. Well, let's go goal of the season. So, obviously, we know Paul Mullen. He got goal of the season for the National League.
Yep.
There were lots of great goals in that. I actually kind of liked Elliot Lee's goal a little more, but I mean that's personal opinion. Both goals were specky in that Borehamwood game.
Yep.
Dude's got like a handful of goals that are just stupidly amazing.
Yeah.
So coming to mind, what stands out for you for the Paul Mullen goal of the season? We know he's going to be goal of the season.
It's got to be one of his, right?
Yeah, it's going to be Paul Mullen. So Paul Mullen, congratulations, you win sweet fuck all. But anyways,
which one do you win sweet fuck all for?
Yeah.
Look, okay. Do we want goal of the season for technique, or are we talking just what made you feel something inside?
Oh, well, I mean, mate, that's just.
I'll go. That's how I'm selecting it. I'm going off of pure emotion. That first of the Borehamwood, not the one he won the award for. He won the award for the basically the third goal of the game, which was that second
the left foot open run. Yeah,
yeah. But I thought that first one was better. The quality was just top notch, top corner, and just the run beforehand. I knew when he got it purely when I saw him run in, and I saw him doing that, I was like, oh, he's scoring this. Like there is no doubt. So when it came off his boot, I was like, okay, it's going in, but which corner? Where is it going? But it's going in. I don't know. That just made me stirred up something when he ran to the crowd. I think the commentary was about like, a big goal on Wrexham's special day. Like, it was just like something like that. And that might have been for the last goal, but I might be blurring my memories here. But that for me stirred something inside where I was genuinely elated to the point of close to tears, because I'm like, we can do this. We will do this.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
It's the one that sticks in your mind. Goal of the season.
Yep.
Paul Mullen, goal number 2 for Boreham Wood.
Easy. Did you, now I'm running out of sweet fuck all. Did you have one there for Paul?
Yeah, here you go, mate. Sweet
Yeah,
fuck all
thank
for
you.
you, Paul.
Yeah, sweet.
All yours.
Thank you.
All right, on to the next one. Most dynamic player of the season. Now, this can be broken down however way you want it. I'm
Ooh.
going at it from a pure technical standpoint. And a player, obviously, that embodies the club, that you can see the passion, you see the way they play, they're technical under their feet, they run, they sprint, they score goals. They just got it all, the whole package. For me, that's none other than Elliot Lee.
Yeah.
None
I
other
agree.
than Elliot Lee. Most dynamic player, top bloke. I mean, this kid, he'd be on the floor juggling the ball and keeping that ball away from defenders and get up and still take off and break free of their defenders. I mean, when he did that, I think it was against who did I see him do it against? I actually think it was against Sheffield that he did that. Dude's just a gun, and he's going to be dynamite in League 2. So my most dynamic player is hands down Elliot Lee.
Yep. No, I'm with you. I completely agree. Look, dynamic, and for me, the way I add up the dynamic is it kind of similar to what you said. Technical skill, on the ball prowess, and passion as well. Like someone who bleeds for the club. And I don't know, since even his first game, he kicked he kicked the 2 goals in the first opening game of that season in his first game in red. And from that moment, it was like he was hooked. He was like, okay, this is it. So I think that was something really cool to me, is that he kind of gelled with the boys, but he also just represents the club so well. So I would even rename that dynamic one to, that clubman, that person who, embodies, that dynamic player who's got the skill, got the passion, and you could also make a case for Paul Mullen. But again, he's already got enough sweet fuck all. So Elliot Lee, here you go, buddy. Here's my. I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing this gag, but at least until it's dead. And I think it died after the first time I said it. But here we are.
Elliot Lee, most dynamic player of the season. Right,
that's it.
Most improved player of the season. So, do you want to take this one away, or shall
I? You know what, mate? You go first for this one.
All right. So I've broken this down between Max Clearworth.
Yep.
And I think Tom O'Connor. Yep. And McAlinden.
Okay.
So if I'm going most improved, so I'm going to break this down into. So Max Clearworth was young, obviously, new to the squad, new to the first team anyway. Came on, made a hell of a lot of difference, had a cracking game against Coventry. And I think that was kind of his breakout performance, I would say. And then he was
I think you're
really
right.
good from there. But then he kind of lost his way in the team and towards the end of the season when the team got cemented towards that final run-in. Tom O'Connor, new to the club, I think my vote's going to go towards Tom O'Connor for this one, purely for the fact that he came in, and then he came in under a little bit of an injury cloud, but he ended up coming good.
Yeah.
He when he came in and he took his time to get into the side as true Parky fashion. And then when he got in the side, he held his spot and he ran with it. And to the
Yeah.
point where he even bumped our very own captain out of his role. So, you know what? I got to give it to Tom O'Connor, most improved
Yep.
player of the season. I
Yep.
think you can even look at when he first started to how he ended.
Yeah.
Tom O'Connor, for me, hands down, most improved player. What about you?
Yeah. So, probably Max is a good one. Max, I don't know. He's just a stalwart for that lineup. And I don't know, like he's a young kid. I made jokes when they all went to Vegas because I'm like, well, he's underage. So someone needs to take care of him because there's going to be some hangover situation where he's, drunk, passed out on a roof somewhere. And all I wanted was someone to take care of him because he's the baby of the club and we need to, protect him.
And
He's
you
a
know
legend.
what? I'm going to say this right now. Sorry to interrupt you on this one.
No, you're right, mate. No, you're right.
Robin Ryan, end of season trip, 2024. Come down to Australia. Then Max Clearwood will be able to legally drink and we can get him fucked up.
Yes, finally. All right, now we're talking. All right. Fuck the awards off. Let's just start planning the end of season trip right now. Rob
Bris
Ryan, you know what?
Vegas, baby. Bris Vegas.
Oh, Bris Vegas. Do you imagine? I just imagine them getting to the airport and it's just that like that Madagascar meme with the penguins are just like around and they're like, well, this sucks. Like that's how I imagine they would, get to somewhere like that. But I think, yeah, get him on the Gold Coast or get him somewhere. Or mate, if you want, there's a spare room here. I'm sure we can put up a few boys in here. I'm sure the wife won't mind. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, look, Rob Ryan, don't worry. Cut down the costs for that trip because I know it cost you a bit. Just Airbnbs with us. We'll get you sorted.
Oh, let's get back on track. Righto. Most
Perfect.
improved player. So
yeah,
Max Clearworth or Tom O'Connor.
Yeah, I've got Max. So, look, I still agree with what you've said. But personally, for me, it's Max and what he's given. So, yeah, that's where I've got it.
Righto. So, the only way to describe this is to put the name into a randomizer. Let's do this the Aussie way. Right. We're going to put Tom O'Connor and we're going to put
Maxi boy.
Max Clearworth. So Tom O'Connor and Max Clearworth. All right, here we go. Let's spin the wheel to decide who gets the most improved player of the season.
I feel like just because it's like it is a podcast medium, so for those of us who aren't watching on YouTube, there's an amazing you don't understand. We've pulled out all the stops. We have a Wheel of Fortune wheel right behind me here. So for the people who are listening, if you're watching on YouTube, ignore that. You just can't see it on the screen, but it's there. It's there.
All right. So winner for most improved player of the season. Max Clearworth, mate.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Buckle.
There it is. He wins the sweet buckle. Good job. Good job to him. Now, honestly, I know we're going to get into, what next season's going to look like and things like that, but he's one of the guys that I think has a real opportunity to make the biggest growth even further because he's just so young. Can you imagine what his talents will get to from there as well? So I'd love to see him at Wrexham all the way to the Premier League. You know what I mean? All those promotions, right? No, look, I'm not going to be conceited. I know it's a hard yard, but I want Max to be there for it.
Absolutely. Righto. And last but not least, player of the season. Do we need to discuss this one?
Nope.
We're just going to give it to Paul Mullen again.
Yep. Yeah, Paul.
I love it. This guy is so damn good that there's literally no argument. And this club's got to do whatever it can to keep Paul Mullen for as long as possible, because quite frankly, he's going to be a big driver moving forward to getting the club up the leagues. If you're going to score 30 goals in a season, and he's done it on multiple occasions now. I mean, you just got to give it to him. This guy's going to be dynamite, and I think the club's doing a good job keeping him. Maybe it's
keeping
a bit
him
of
happy.
A blessing in disguise. He didn't get selected for Wales, albeit Rob Cage. Get the fuck out, mate. Seriously, what the hell? Like,
we can. Fuck. Like, I mean, the Aussies got done by Argentina, so at least I can be like, well, that's the World Cup champions. But to get done by Armenia, to see Wales get done by that, like, I know that we're of different nationals. So for me and you, but we've got this now new vested interest because we're like, well, we're going to start seeing more and more Wrexham players come out for that squad, and we're going to start to know them a little bit more. So, it was pretty discouraging when I woke up that morning, and because it was at 4:30 in the morning here. So to wake up and then see the score, I genuinely thought the app fucked up. I was like 4-2 to Armenia. I was like, nah, you're wrong. And then checked it and just, I don't know.
Not only that, to come out earlier on in the season and be like, full of Paul Mullen praise, right? Full of Paul Mullen praise. Loved him. Talked about how much of a rat this guy is and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if you come out and you talk like that, you're clearly interested in this person for your team. And then comes the opportunity to pick your team, and you come out and then say, oh, hang on a second. If he needs to do this performance in League Two. First and foremost, are you fucking blind? Like, the dude was in League Two and League One, and he scored the most amount of goals in League Two, League One. He was in proper teams, above, and took a step backwards, and now he's going back into League Two again after scoring almost 50 goals across all competitions in the game. And you want to look at him for your team? No. Yeah, seriously, go.
Yeah,
find a manager that's willing to take a risk, and it's not even a risk. It's just fucking put him in the team.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, my biggest argument to that is, look, I'm not saying he's a walk-in for that starting 11. I'm not saying that either. But put him on the bench even. Fuck me. Like, if you put him on the bench and then you're down whatever to Armenia and you're like, shit, we need to pull something out the bag here, maybe it works. I'm not saying that game specifically you win with him. I'm not saying that. But it's worth a shot, right? It's worth a try. And then at least you've got that in your bag of tricks to be like, you know what, I might be able to pull this one out and do something with it. So now, look, mate, I'm with you. I think he should definitely be in it, and he will. It's just going to take time, and maybe a new coach. But yeah,
I think it's fair to say, Paul Mullen, congratulations, mate. You got goal of the season. You got team of the season for FIFA. So congratulations on that. You got team of the season for the Emirates FA Cup. So even bigger congratulations on that. You also won the most amount of goals for the FA Cup.
Yep.
And to top it all that, you win the best prize of, what is it, Adrian?
Drum roll, please. No, a sweet buckle. No, honestly, it's just sweet buckle. There we are. Look, we enjoy ourselves here, guys. Like, we have fun. So, for us to get this chance and this platform to present these kinds of things to people, it means a lot to us. So thank you.
It does. So, and excuse the language, but we're Aussies. That's just what we do. So
there is a disclaimer on the I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
so we're good.
Yes. If you're 8 years old and listening to this,
switch off.
McDonald's.
Yeah, just go somewhere else. No, that's all. Like, just unless you've got parental guidance, what is it? Parental guidance is recommended for persons under 15 years. Like,
yeah. And well, a season 2 fixtures come out. So let's get to the
Yes.
main thing of this podcast, which is season 2.
Let's do it.
Season 2. Today was released the fixtures. And I got to say, that first game and the first 3 games are at home. Well, the first 3 of the first 4 games are at home. So off to a really good start, especially when Wrexham have an absolute fortress. Coming up against the like of MK Dons is going to be a good test for them.
First up, that's for sure.
Yep, definitely MK Dons first up. That's going to be a really good test for them, I think.
I think it's funny because the way that the Twitter's taking that I guess matchup is quite funny. Like I think
Disney
Fearless
FC
and Devotion,
and Franchise FC. Let's go.
Yeah. Fearless and Devotion put that up, and I just laugh because I'm like,
the fact
they
is,
could
people think that it's an insult to call Wrexham Disney FC. Like, come on. Like that's
you're saying that we
insult.
get money? You say we get money? That's great. Like we get how many like people call Man City? What is it like? You know, oil money and
oil
and
money
like
and
you
all
know,
that.
yeah.
It's like we don't give a shit. Disney
Winners
FC, so
winners
what?
are grinners at the end of the day. That's it, mate.
Exactly.
Winners are grinners.
We're
And
going
like
to be
I think
laughing all the way to the Premier League, aren't we?
let's hope, mate. Let's hope.
So MK Dons at home, 5th of August. It'll be 10 p.m. West Australian time. So brilliant time. Love it.
Shit for everyone else. It's not that bad. Midnight's not bad. It's those 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. starts.
Oh mate, you got to move over to Western Australia then. Get the good times.
Get the good times for
every
games.
single game is on at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Whereas all the games for me is midnight, or well, for me in Adelaide it's 11:30, so not so bad. Look, to be honest, I like it when it's like that time because it's a good time to, you've had a couple beers probably already. It's a Saturday night, you're sitting at home, and it's like it's getting close to, well, it will be springtime or getting close to springtime in Australia. So weather's getting better. You're a bit warmer. Okay, all right. This is like the kind of vibe you're going for. But that's it.
Yeah, and to draw in the EFL Cup.
Yep.
The EFL Cup. We've got Newcastle have just been announced as the 4th spot.
Under 21s.
Yep, Newcastle under 21s. I'll be interested to see that because this is one competition I've never really paid attention to very much. Whether we play our second string side against their under 21s, I don't know.
I would.
Yeah, I think because there's a lot of competitions and
there's a lot to account for, and I think if they want to go deep again into the FA Cup and do things like what we've been able to do, even just in National League, then I think prioritizing League, FA Cup, maybe what is it, the Carabao Cup? Fuck, there's so many different cups. It's ridiculous. Cups and trophies, guys. Cups and trophies. Differentiating them. We will do a quiz through the Twitter page, and I'll just post a trophy, and you got to tell me, is it a cup or is it a trophy? Because you'll never know.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, look, I think we have a look forward. If you want to go look at the fixtures, they're out now. They're on Google. They're on the club webpage. We'll probably go more into them in the next couple of podcasts. I know to start off with, they really look like we'll be in good condition to start off with. Having the three home games of the first 4 games, so that should kick us off to a good start, and hopefully we can carry that momentum forward.
That's the hope.
League.
That's it.
But I want to take some time, Adrian. And let's look at Gillingham. So we've got 2 teams we're going to look at. First one's going to be Gillingham. Now, they play at Priestfield Stadium, which has a capacity of 11,582. They sort of languished a little bit towards the bottom of the ladder. They Their owner is a guy by the name of Brad Gillinson. Manager is Neil Harris.
Hold on, sorry. Do you mind repeating that? That last,
Brad,
what is it?
Gallinson.
I was gonna say, I'll be like, I see that, and I was like, can you imagine how close that is to Gillingham? Like, and you own the club, like, you might as well just change the name then, mate. Like,
No, it's Brad Gallinson.
Yeah.
And the manager is Neil Harris.
Neil Harris, yeah.
Neil Harris. So he's had quite a career.
Very much so.
He spent a lot of his time at Millwall.
Yep.
So he started off as under 21s, then took over from there when they sacked the other manager and became caretaker manager.
Yep.
Then got offered the job full time, and he was with Millwall all the way up until 2019.
Wow.
When he left at the end of his contract, Mutual Grounds joined Cardiff City. Cardiff City until 2021, and then obviously he's taken over at Gillingham. His first season was last season. So
yeah,
they play in predominantly blue and white home kit and red and black away colours.
Do you mind if I chime in on this as well? Some fun fact that I found out. So obviously they wear kind of the blue and white, and their crest has a horse on it, which if you see it, it's got like black and white stripes on one side and a blue background with a white horse on it. But I found out, and I know maybe everyone else knew this, but I was today years old when I found out that the mane on the horse actually says Gills, which is their nickname, which is the Gills.
Yeah.
The Gills, sorry, or Gills.
Whichever
one it is. Yeah. Because Australia, we read their G's with a G. But it's got like the Gills kind of on the mane, and it spells Gills on the mane. So check it out. Thought it was pretty funny when I saw it, and I was like, wow, that's some good branding and probably one of my favorite crests in the League Two this season, obviously other than ours. I quite like it a lot. So I think,
and I think
it's a good brand.
I think they're trying to make a bit of a statement for this next season.
Yeah.
So you look at their stats from last season. Their top scorer last season was a guy named George Lapsley. He only scored 8 goals.
Yeah.
Tom Nichols had 10 assists. Goals and assists was Tom Nichols. I mean, really, like, have a goal conversion rate of 0.24 for their top striker. I mean, it was a very, very, very average season for Gillingham last season.
Yeah. No doubt about that, mate.
Yeah, their numbers aren't very good, to be honest.
No.
When you're looking at, I mean, the goalkeeper wasn't too bad. The goalkeeper had 15 clean sheets last season. So he's the goalkeeper is Glenn Morris. So 15 clean sheets, not too bad at all.
Not bad for a team that's 17th. That was 17th last season. That's for sure.
He has one of the highest save percentages in the league, 73% save. So, I mean, that's not too bad. They've got a good goalkeeper, but that's really all they had going for them.
Yeah, they don't have that attacking nature, and now, like, and you're about to probably go into it, but like they are going full tilt this season when it comes to putting in money to the players. They're American owners as well, by the way, if you didn't know. So I guess they're our no, they're not. They're not our sister club, but they're in a similar situation, I guess, but I guess less well known. But they are investing this year, and I mean, you're going to find out over the coming episodes of the pod when we go into each team. Every team is putting in this season because they believe they've got the makeup to get out of League Two and get to League One.
I think that's going to be the case. I mean,
yeah,
you've got a sleeping giant that has just been woken up with a loud bloody noise coming up into the league, if
Two
you
of them.
do not spend money, you're getting left behind.
Yeah.
Because you can almost guarantee that if you don't put the right team together and don't spend money together, Wrexham's going to come to town and walk all over you, and you can literally chalk up any game with Wrexham as a loss.
Yep.
So you don't want to get losses, and
No.
obviously the
Can we quote that?
yeah.
You just don't want to get losses. To win the league, you just don't want to get losses.
Don't want to lose, yeah.
Just don't want to lose. The aim of this is to not lose, yeah.
Put it up as a quote. Chris
Yeah.
Rouse, Rousey 2023.
Right. I'm going to put it out to the viewers now. Like, Chris has put on a poll, if we were to make merch, would people purchase? And right now we're at people are saying, yes, they would. Would you want to have a shirt that says that, like, quote from Chris? I know I would. I would wear the fuck out of that. So
to win the league, you don't want to lose games.
Exactly. Simple. He knows the fabric of winning. So I'm no sorry, man. It's just great. It's just great. I like it.
Oh dear. All right. Well, I mean, look, they got Max Clark.
Yes.
Stevenage, and they got Connor Masterson from QPR.
Yep.
Two
big
big
gets.
signings. Big gets.
Big gets.
Big gets. Max Clark. Obviously coming from Stevenage.
Yep.
He is, well, actually, I've got his transfer value here. It's only at £0.1 million, so it's actually not that high, which is surprising.
I think it's just because we're cashed up to the nines, mate. I think that's what anything less than 4 mil, we're just like, oh, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not too big, but he's a huge get.
Yeah,
he's a huge
massive.
get. So he's gonna be good for their team. And the thing is, you bring in 3 key players, so they bring in Max Clark, Connor Masterson, and Jonathan Williams, who's a Welsh boy.
As a Welsh
Swindon
boy.
Town. Nabbed him from Swindon Town. So look, they've got 3 pretty damn good players there. They haven't lost a whole lot of their bad players, or they haven't really gone rid of many.
They've kept their keeper.
Yeah, I think they've kept their keeper. Yeah. So
Perfect.
they're going to have a formidable team. Do we see them being a potential threat? I'm going to say yes. I think Gillingham are going to surprise a few people.
I think they'll go play. Honestly, and I don't like to make these calls quite early, but I will anyways. I think they're in a really good spot, and assuming that the investments they made are worth it, and actually, worth their weight in gold, then I think they could, be a playoff side.
I
and
think
really
they'll be
push.
playoffs.
Yep. Agreed.
My money's on playoffs for them.
Yeah.
Notts County is going to be the other one we look at. So they haven't done a whole lot. They haven't been very active. They have lost one of their key players though, Ruben Rodriguez.
Toothless Ruben Rodriguez.
Yes. Some may remember him as the guy who scored the penalty goal in the Notts County. That wasn't Ruben Rodriguez, was it? What the hell am I thinking? I'm high.
No, you're right, mate. No, you're fine. You're good. You're good.
But look, he was one of their mains. He was a good player. So we'll just...
You know what I love about this section is, right, we do, and you guys can tell, hopefully, that we do our research, really, look into a club. When we came to Notts, we're like, well, we already know them, right?
Yeah, we already know them.
We know them. So, yeah, Ruben's mates are still there. What's his name? Langstaff? Yeah, that guy. That guy. I don't know. He seems all right, but we'll see.
That's all right. Hopefully they'll find him in time for next season.
Oof.
But
I think he's still. Yeah, I think he's still in Max's back pocket, but still yet to be found.
Well, okay. So we know they play at Meadow Lane, which has a capacity of almost 20,000. Head coach is Luke Williams, who I actually quite like.
Yep.
Luke Williams, top guy. Bit of a likes to play the mind games. I found that very much like last season, especially towards the end when he kept saying he was on record as saying, "Oh, the league's over. I'm going to
Still,
protect
there
my
was still
guys
like
to
fucking
play."
10 rounds left, mate. It was
Yeah,
incredible.
I,
It was, and he's a bit of a larrikin though, I think. And I think I like, yeah, you're right. He plays the mind games, but I think everyone has this massive respect for him. You know, he's another bald guy. You know, I can relate. So, like, I feel like that's where my no, but he really is such a. I don't know. He just seems like a down to earth guy. He manages his side very well. I mean, if he can fix that high line that he was doing all last season, which basically, if the ref had eyes, that Notts County game where Foster saved us. He might not have to, he might not have had to have saved us, if what was it, like 13 offsides that should have been called? I don't know. I'm exaggerating, but it was one of those things where that was exposed, was that high line that they like to play. If they fix that, and I think that's probably what priority number one is. Luke's not a dumb guy. He's gonna see that and really work on it in this off season.
I
Yeah,
think it's yet to be seen because
yeah.
he stuck to that game plan and the whole season. He didn't deviate off it, even when he knew he was coming up against a side like Wrexham. He didn't deviate. And
Yeah.
then
I mean, but
again,
in
when he came
saying
up
that,
against in the playoffs against Boreham Wood,
yeah,
he always played the high line. And
yeah,
if you've got the defenders to do that, great. The thing is, he doesn't have the defenders to do that.
not at
And
this stage.
is going to get exposed against real good teams. Now, you are in League Two. You are in the English Football League, right? You got good teams with good
Yeah.
coaches, good backing, good money. Guarantee you, if you don't switch up your play a little bit more than what you've been doing, you're not going to be going too far because you'll get found out very quickly.
Yeah. I think we'll find Knots will work on that a lot. Like I don't think he's a dumb coach. I think he's really, really intelligent and really knows what he's doing. I think the thing I keep thinking of is that high line. Technically, you take Wrexham out of the equation, right? They pissed the league for what, 20 points? Like that it worked. Like it worked against everyone except Wrexham, right? Or maybe, and obviously it didn't work against sides in the playoffs, but then they always found a way back, So, I'm not saying that that's how they should play this coming season, but if they can bring in that same tenacity and I guess drive to win and fix the high line, playoff spot, possibly even in that promotion, automatic promotion
I'm
slot.
going to say, I think they finished just outside the playoffs.
You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah.
That is a big
in
call.
our next pod.
Yep.
We are going to take predictions.
Ooh.
So not this one, but next one. We will take predictions on where we think is who's going to be top three, who's going to be in playoffs, and who's going to be mid-table, who's going to be relegated. So we're gonna do some predictions next week. So I've got an interesting thing we're gonna try. So next week, stay tuned. Pick up the pod if you want to hear what our predictions are going to be. It's going to be great. We're going to go through every single team and put them where we think where they're going to be. So, stay tuned for that one. That's going to be a good one. But I do think Knots. Huh?
Can we do it now? No, like not now, but like, I mean, as in we finish the recording and then just you and I do that, because that sounds like a lot of fun. I love when we do these deep dives into teams, and well, not so deep dive with Knots, I think, but like we do deep dives into these teams and figure out where we think they're going to be as well. Like, yeah, to me, it's actually one of the most fun parts about this podcast is, we are Wrexham based. We are, we're Australian based, but Wrexham focused. But obviously we do want to look into who we're going to be coming up against. So yeah, next week, I'm very keen for it. So
next week,
hopefully the listeners are too.
It'll be a special podcast and probably mainly more of a YouTube video than anything. Yeah, we should have some fun with that one next week. So we'll get into it. Yeah, so look, we got some interesting times ahead.
Yep.
Ben Foster's obviously signed on for a year. We've got Owen Cushion, who's an up and comer. There's been a few rumors around transfers to our club. Coventry City, I can say honestly, keep your dirty mitts away from Tom O'Connor. As much as I love you, as much as you're my number 2 team, stay away from Tom O'Connor.
Yeah.
He's not yours, he's ours.
I'm glad you said that, because when I saw that, I'm like, I blame you, Chris. No, it's all good.
I do not want to see him in a Coventry shirt as much as I love Coventry as my number 2 team. No.
What Parky said was really funny though. It's like, and maybe it's the mind games we talk about, but he goes and says, what did he say? He goes, there's no concrete interest, or was it no
firm interest?
Firm interest. And it's like, well, okay, that means there has been
interest. Yeah, he's mixing his words a bit there. So
I
don't know. I just think stay away from our team. Don't touch our team. Our team is not being changed for a bloody good reason.
Yep.
We are taking the team that got us up into the league. We're going to take them through to League One, and we're going to strengthen the depth of our side. There's a few transfers coming in, which one of them has piqued my interest. What's his name? It's just been linked.
For us.
Yeah, for us.
Is it the X-Men United player?
Max Power.
Max Power.
What a name. I think
there's only one. There's only room for one Max in this team, and it's Max Cleworth. So yeah.
I think we can forgive him with a name like Max Power. I mean, geez, I would change my name to Max Power. Gosh.
You could just see the jokes from opposition sides if maybe he doesn't live up to the expectation. It's just like, all right, there's minimum power. There's like, there's no power. Like,
oh dear. Cue Homer Simpson, Max Power song.
Yeah.
I'd laugh if that does come true and Max Power song becomes a Wrexham chant.
I mean, honestly, mate, your ideas, I want them on shirts. I want them in the stands of Wrexham. I want them everywhere, mate. So great idea.
But yeah, so look, a lot of rumors, not a lot of concrete stuff. Not really going to be part of the catalyst of spreading these rumors if we don't really know if they're concrete.
We're signing Messi.
Yeah, we're signing Messi. There we go.
Inter Miami's, it was bullshit. Inter Miami was code for Wrexham.
Yeah, but I think when you hear a lot of these transfer news, is until it's like concrete, until it's been announced by the club, like you can't really take it to heart. And
I've learned the hard way.
Yeah. And I don't think Tom O'Connor's going to Coventry, but just in case Coventry is sniffing around Tom O'Connor, you've been warned. I will literally come for you if you do that.
He's on it. He's honestly, he will book flights. Like if you're listening, Coventry, he's not fucking around. So.
Oh yeah. And I know Coventry because I was born there. Yep. It's not a good idea to have an angel full of knives in the middle.
I love if we get shut down for just like violence or some shit. Like
no, we're not inciting violence. Not here at Two Beards. No.
We're friendly. And then you just see
we are friendly. We're absolutely friendly. But
Chris is in the back with a baseball bat, like right now, guys. If you're not watching the stream version right now on the screen, I shit you not, I see him. He has a baseball bat in his hand and he's just clapping it against his hand.
Yes, no. We're not going to condone violence, so it's okay. But Coventry,
not this week. Yeah.
Anyway. But anyway, look, guys, it's been a pleasure this week. It's been a bit of fun, bit of a lighthearted episode.
Yeah.
As we sort of gear up for the season coming. I know we got big plans coming up ahead. A few
Yes.
special guests coming on the pod. So,
Very much so.
guys, please click share, click like, follow us. Follow us on Twitter. We're going to have an Instagram soon. Subscribe on YouTube. At Two Beards Podcast. Or Two Beards a Podcast and Wrexham AFC. Help us get a name out there so we can get some fan exposure and more people can learn about us and learn about Wrexham, which is what we're all for. Yeah, I mean, just do what you can, support us.
Yeah.
We love
And
you,
look,
and we love doing this, and we love bringing it to you. And any support, feedback is much, much appreciated.
100%. And look, just to echo that sentiment, we're very, very thankful to all the people who've just said some lovely comment. We've experienced just the niceties of Wrexham before we did the pod and when we started, but now people are really, I hope, enjoying it as much as they say they are, which is, we're getting great feedback that we're on the right track, at least on doing this podcast. So that doesn't go unnoticed. That does not go unnoticed. Chris and I sit here and we go, did you see this message from this person on Twitter? Did you see this share? So it means the world to us. So honestly, I always say it's free to be kind. And you guys do that. So we appreciate that. And if continue to support us, and we'll continue to make podcasts.
Absolutely. We're here for the long run. We're not going anywhere. And we do this really because we love Wrexham. We bleed Wrexham. And we really appreciate everything. And we read everything too. So if you want to get in touch with us, reach out on Twitter. I'll link our email as well, twobeardswxm@gmail.com, if you want to get in touch with us for whatever reason. And stay tuned, because we've got some real big things coming up. And, we're looking forward to it. So on that note, we're going to end this podcast with Song of the Week.
Woo!
And,
let's go.
We've got a good one. So we feature a Wrexham artist. This is our way of saying thank you, Wrexham, for bringing us a bit of joy and helping support the Wrexham artists out there. So Wrexham Artist of the Week is a guy by the name of 1987 to present. And his song, Someday, is obviously a song about someday witnessing Wrexham get back in the league. So it couldn't be more appropriate for this episode, I think. Yeah. Because we can only say, Wrexham, mate, welcome to League Two. So thank you, guys. Enjoy the music. Adrian, mate, legend.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.
There ain't no horses running around the Kairos anymore, but that's been a football club here since 1864, trying to do the town or city proud, laying under the massive floodlights of the racecourse ground. Come rain or shine, you'll hear our cries. Hold our hands up as the Welsh dragon flies. We're loyal supporters on a lifelong journey. We'll live in hope, but we'll die in Kalgoorlie. I've been telling everyone I see, I've been telling everyone I know, I've been telling everyone to listen to me. Someday we will be back in the football league. lost home a talent like Joey Jones, and his best mate Mickey T. Di Davis was a druid, he loved Cymru, and his namesake Jordan on a scoring spree. Legends from far afield like Trinidad, we've had great players and some who drove us mad. We've seen the lows and the highs, seeing it all unfold right before our eyes. We've done it all the Wrexham way. We'll remember everything on that promotion day. I've been telling everyone I see, I've been telling everyone I know, I've been telling everyone who listens to me, someday we will be back in the football league. Someday we will be back in the football league. Someday we will be back in the football league. I've been telling my nephew and my godson, I've been telling my dog and the postman, I've been telling my mum and dad for years. Someday we will be back in the football league. Someday we will be back in the football league. Someday we will be back in the football league.